I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap between the visiting Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Chargers. With that, let's get out to Southern California with the call from Los Angeles. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us about 20 miles south of downtown LA at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Houston Texans and our home team. Happy to be on hand. I'm Brandon Godden with Charles Davis. And before we kick, partner, your keys to the game, please.
Well, my keys are on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. And the big one, making sure you avoid giving up the big play. These safeties are going to get tested all game long. Their job, keep the ball in front of them, tackle people, make them run extra plays in order to try and score.
Here's the former UCLA Bruin, Kaimi Fairbairn, to get this one started. And we are underway in Southern California. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. He'll have a first down past the 40. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage. You got a chance to rumble.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's a quick throw caught by Allen. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 34-yard line.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
He'll look to throw. Complete. Hunter Henry with the ground. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. On second down, Eckler. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. That throw good for 4. It's second down. And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
And the play of this offensive line is going to tell a big story. And right now, if you're a fan of this team, you're loving the story that they are telling. They've already created some holes in the running game on this opening drive, and they're going to need to keep it up for these guys to have a big chance at victory.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here is Eckler. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
Back to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. And a look now at the defense for Houston.
Benardrick McKinney is one of the tallest inside linebackers that you'll see in the game, but he has the bulk to go along with it. And I do think that his height is actually an advantage for him. It used to be that you're worried about tall guys inside because they had to fight off low blocks, but I think his ability to see into the offensive backfield, see what's going on, and read it allows him to diagnose plays quicker and get there in a hurry.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and 8. And this is complete. It's Allen. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game, then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Orchestrating the offense will be a man who, of course, won a national title back in his days at Clemson, Deshaun Watson. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense.
A first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The headshots here are the offensive unit, and what about Brandon Cooks?
If he's not a 1,000-yard receiver every year he's healthy in the league, I'll be surprised. Came out of college wanting to be a pro, studied all the best receivers in the NFL before he even got to the league.
40, 19, 49. Okay, double it.
Watson off play action. Steps away to his left. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. The starters on defense here for Los Angeles.
Melvin Ingram is beginning to come into his own as an outside linebacker. Strong, solid, with an excellent first step.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Complete. It's Henry. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. He completes it to Henry. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And this one complete to Virgil Green. And he's taken down inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off. I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll set up to throw. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. So on 4th down, on comes the Charger kicker, Michael Badgley. From the left hash, this from 39. Badgley able to knock this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 27. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Set. 19. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
On 2nd and 9, Watson rolling to his right. He'll try and run it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Deep for the Chargers, Desmond King. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10.
On the ready.
We're going to wedge that out. Hey, defense, let's go.
Here's the first carry for Northwestern's Justin Jackson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Get it. Go.
They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. First down, and they stick with Eckler. Bradley Roby, the quarterback, there to make the stop.
Let's go now. 18 Gator. Oh, you got deep? Let's go.
Now Eckler. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Looking to throw. Got his man. It's Williams. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Fourth down, and on is Ty Long to punt. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa. Well, it was 2nd and long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long, it's Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And got his man complete. A big-time play there for the Texans. 49 yards.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on 1 run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at him.
He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 25-yard line.
Set.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Johnson. It was Nick Vigil there on the stop.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain.
Hey, man. Watch the boot. Watch the boot. Let him go.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot of picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down.
That was a dangerous throw towards the end zone. Boy, did it hang up there forever. Wanted to run up there and pull it down out of the sky.
Yeah, it felt like it really should have been intercepted. Lucky to have that one back.
You've got to be more careful when you're that close to the goal line.
So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Fairbairn now, following the made field goal, he'll send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Check 41. Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's got Allen. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Running on first down, Eckler. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. He stayed afloat for a second there after the first wave of contact, but that was going nowhere.
Yeah, what did he tell us in pregame? I just don't want to get my feet stopped initially when I'm trying to make a run. That's exactly what happened there. Unfortunately, as you noted, got away a little bit from the first one, but the wave swarmed him under.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Shift.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw, and caught by Henry. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Here's Ty Long now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. They've got to find a way to get him more involved in this game plan. Down here in the 2nd quarter, he doesn't even have a catch.
And don't think they're not hearing about it in the huddle and on the sidelines. And we often think of wide receivers at times being disruptive. It's just that they know their talents and they know the type of plays they can make, and they can make big ones. They want the ball to help their team.
Yeah, you got to think he's going to want the ball more. 1 target, no catches. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
You don't know no better. 56. Go.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. He'll have a first down past the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. That good for 19 and a first down. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation, pick up the first down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Watson over the middle, and it's incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after, but it's going to be 2nd down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. They were searching for the tight end, Darren Fells. And now it's 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Running from the gun, Johnson. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Watson now, operating from the gun. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Houston.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game planned for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the 2nd quarter. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick, but instead it falls down incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground.
Three down. Hey, shoot! Three down.
And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18.
Yeah, baby.
A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
The Chargers on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Here's Ty Long now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is brought in at the 21. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. David Johnson now gears up to help lead this offense back on the field. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. The 1st down carry here for Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Going on the ground with Eckler. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down, L.A. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
Come on, set. 60 or.
They'll run here with Eckler. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Ready! 10 Lobo.
Double dog. That's the way.
Let's go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use The back end of the end zone, the sidelines is extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll drop to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3 and not giving up 6.
The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. On the ground, it's Eckler. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Let's think here. You're still just in the 2nd quarter. You taking the 3 points?
I am taking the 3 points, and I'm just relying on my defense here. Show me I have a little confidence in them, and let the offense know, nice drive. Come back next time. We'll go get 6 then. But for now, we'll take the 3.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. Badgley's kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now let's look at David Johnson. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Johnson. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Johnson. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Watson. He's got Fuller. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
Let's go.
Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. Watson now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a 1st down. Johnson. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. The tackle made there by Linval Joseph.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
19. Check 56. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Off of play action, it's Watson. And this one grabbed by Darren Fells. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 27 yards there, a first down.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, they can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Throwing on 2nd down. Watson, he gets it to Cooks. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking to go back to Cooks one more time, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
One thing that really impressed me about Joey Bosa is that he doesn't sacrifice the run game trying to get sacks. This guy really knows how to hold the point of attack, great leverage, and then goes and sheds people and makes plays.
And at 6'5", 270, just a monster.
Absolute monster with a really high motor.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? From the gun, here's Watson. He can put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead down to 3 at 13-10. A 10-play drive that time, and the final act belonged to Deshaun Watson in his touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's in his own second quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. That throw into the arms of Allen. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They'll set up a throw. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside, not easily covered, and then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
And able to pick up the first.
Set, 8, read.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking for Allen, he's got him on the slant. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Watch the pass, watch the pass.
2nd and 3. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie. Hit it.
He'll look to throw. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Timmy Jernigan with a sack. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll set up to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. He'll look to throw. He'll get this to Eckler. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, as the first half is winding down. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top two options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route. Worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? What a lot of offenses say, touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get one look, and they make their decision off of that. He went through three. That was impressive.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far, and certainly plenty to look forward to, as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. A shotgun snap for Watson, and that will be incomplete. So coming up empty here to start the third quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Houston. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
Got it.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. 2nd and 10. He completes it to Henry. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a first down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking for Mike Williams that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. A handoff, it's Eckler. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Whitney Merciless, showing no mercy, flies in for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here's Ty Long now. He's been terrific so far. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On the move to his left. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. Watson now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. They'll run it with Johnson. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Now a 1st down throw. Watson, open man, the tight end falls. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Johnson running right. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On 1st down, it's Watson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. He finds his man Johnson. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Watson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff, Johnson. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Double tight, guys, double tight. 4 down, check, 4 down, 4 down.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Joey Bosa, his second sack of the night.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
On 1st down, it's Johnson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
This is it. 19. Check 56. Watch the run. Slam. Time to go.
On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. And a nice pick up there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
It's our time. It's our time. Time to go.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a 1-score game at 20-13. That drive just seemed to go for an eternity. I could kind of hear our sponsors saying, hey, we need to get our product pushed here. But then it ends in a field goal.
Yeah, how about that? Not enough time for product placement, but plenty of time to get 3 points out of the deal. I know that the guys on defense, though, they wanted to get those products out there. They wanted to stop that drive, just were unable to do so.
Fairbairn now, following the made field goal, he'll send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Ready.
Man, I got you.
Ready.
They started on the ground with Eckler. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Eckler. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Well, now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in, 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
30 base.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
They're going to look to throw. And it's complete. Henry. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger 1st down.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Back to throw now on 1st down. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Ready?
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Steve River.
Only 2 there on the dump off. It's 3rd down.
Here we go. 50, plant.
Pick up the ball.
Let's go.
On 3rd down, this is Jackson. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now it's Watson, a bootleg, rolling to his left, and he's going to keep it here. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Who's that? 19! 52's the mic. He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
On 2nd down, it's Johnson. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
The busy night continues for Johnson. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Off the draw, here's Johnson. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give him a lot of confidence to help turn things around. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Watson now to throw. And this is caught by Fowles, right side. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. 2 yards and able to get the 1st down in the process. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. Over the middle, it's Fowles. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Operating from the gun, Watson. He'll buy some time right. Now he'll pull it down. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so, and one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
2nd down and goal. Watson, and it's a touchdown. Deshaun Watson, his 2nd touchdown of the night, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the final act belonged to Deshaun Watson in his touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. I don't want to say that they're completely against the wall here, Charles, but all of a sudden, with the run that they've been on the other sideline, this is down to a 3-point game. They got to be careful.
Not much space from their back to the wall, though. So you're exactly right. They've got to be careful here. But this is where the value of note-taking and recall comes into play. What was working earlier? Why was it working? Can you get those types of matchups again? And can you run those plays that'll get you a little bit more breathing room and a little bit of space?
Now Eckler. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Right back for Allen. This time he finds him complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 45-yard line. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Down. 60 outlaw.
Check 41. All day.
Like. Ready.
Once more, here's Eckler. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. The last 2 plays, each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. So a challenge is upon us. I tell you, close game, 4th quarter. This is a huge decision.
Oh, no doubt about that, partner. A lot has to be riding on this call. And you know it is a tight one because it has to be indisputable visual evidence in order to change it. Now here's the big question. Do they actually have that evidence?
We're about to find out.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They go back to the ground now with Eckler, and he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front, and it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end, watch tight end. Kim.
Big dribble, big dribble.
They'll look to throw. On the screen, this is Eckler. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. He'll look to throw. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1 yard line. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Austin Eckler with his second touchdown of the night. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Badgley on for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And here comes the Texans now. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, first and 10 at their own 26. A shotgun snap for Watson. And the catch made by Johnson. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. To throw is Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Reset. 19. Right there. 56. Get this warm up.
3rd and 2, Watson. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Watson looks to throw again. caught by Cobb. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Watson dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Again, it's Watson. That's complete to Cobb. Oh, no, he lost the football.
No time now. You got him. You got him.
And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
Let's go, D. Big series right here.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
This is it. Great team. It's a party now. It's a party now.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Jerry Tillery, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
25, check 25.
Here's Watson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. Finding room to the 20. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Cobb. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 17-yard line. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Where's the tap? 19. Watch it slant. Watch it slant.
From the red zone now, Watson. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller there to make the grab, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. So very late in the game here, but with that score, some light at the end of the tunnel.
There's still hope. Now they look at the score and say, hold on a second. This thing's not over yet. Let's keep battling.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's come together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. And you've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. Running on first down, Eckler. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Decent start defensively to this series. They've got to stop them here and get this ball back.
I like the way you phrase that, partner. Decent start, but now it's got to be more about the ball. It's all about the ball, getting it away from them, because making good tackles is one thing, but the clock will run out on you. You've got to have the football back for your offense.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play, because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On the give, this is Eckler. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
Ready. Ready.
It's Eckler again. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left.
Set. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
On 3rd down, it's Jackson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. We often give credit to the O-line there. Two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. So that'll back them up 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee.
Come on, set. 60 outlaw. We own them. We own them. Switch. Hit it.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Good night, everybody.